kind of like the Lakers were maybe the Washington Generals tonight. They just brought a team into town. They
tried to follow a script and just tried to see what they could do, right?
How were they this bad?
It's just awful. It's crazy to see what Spurs and Lakers was to now what it is today.
I mean, it's okay. Spurs won.
Spurs won, but Lakers, they got a lot of problems. We were all over the Spurs. Lakers coach Mike D'Antoni, he needs a hug or an Advil the size of a hockey puck because his team got embarrassed tonight. The Spurs down to start, but that was it. Tony Parker, the sweet spinning layup right there. Then Tony, the dish to Tim, the big fella throwing it down. Check this out on the break. Manu to Boris for the lay-in. Spurs up 29-14 after one. They just keep it rolling in the second. Who knew Aaron Baines could fly? Check this out. The one-handed throwdown. Spurs up 18. Then it's just vintage Manu. The double fake behind the back. Oh, my. Every player in silver and black scored, and the Spurs up 61-34 at the half. The Spurs put it in cruise control in the second half, and the Lakers still couldn't catch up. Danny Green knocks down the three. He finished with a team-high 15 points. No member of the Big Three played more than 15 minutes. Tony Parker finished with 7 points. Manu then hits this three. Spurs up by 29 after three. Check out Tim Duncan. This says it all. Taking off the ankle tape early, 15 minutes, 9 points for the big fella. It was that easy of a night for the Spurs. They win 119-85.
Yeah, we focus. Great team basketball, share the ball, and everybody played great tonight. So that's what we want. Everybody get on the court, and we can rest the starters.
To get guys in there, to rotate out, to have a bunch of guys play and play well. We sustained throughout the 48 minutes, and it was just a good win all around for us.
Beamer, they're not peaking early. Trust me. The Spurs will go for 10 in a row Sunday night when they host Utah at 6. Hey, what's wrong with the water in Texas? Both the Cowboys and the Texans are getting hit hard in free agency. Let's start in Dallas. Rough week, losing 2 of their best defensive players. After cutting number 94, DeMarcus Ware, well, he went and signed with the Denver Broncos. And then Jason Hatcher signed a free agent deal with the Washington Redskins. Now, it was a long shot. Dallas could keep Hatcher. But to hear him tell it, they didn't want him.
Once me and my agent, met and whatever, they didn't show no signs of they wanted me back. So, I know the fans are upset, and they should be. They should have all the rights in the world to be. But, I made the right decision for me.
The Cowboys could also lose defensive end Anthony Spencer, who is also visiting the Redskins. Dallas is looking at former Pro Bowler Julius Peppers and former Longhorn Henry Melton as possible replacements. This picture is tough to look at, Texan fans. Antonio Smith is headed to Oakland. Smith signed a 2-year, $9 million deal with the team. The Ninja started all but 2 games during his 5 seasons in Houston. It's a tough loss for the Texans. Smith was a fan favorite and one of their key personalities and leaders in the locker room. Big upset in the Big 12 tournament. Top-seeded Kansas goes down to Iowa State. Kansas had a 2-point lead at the half, but the Cyclones just blew up in the second half. Iowa State wins 94-83, advancing to their first Big 12 title game since 2000. So Iowa State will play the winner of Baylor versus Texas for that Big 12 title. And right now, Baylor just putting it on the Longhorns, 65-43. Highlights and post-game reaction tomorrow at 5 o'clock. All right, the Paralympics are winding down in Sochi, but they saved the best event for last. And one in San Antonio's own is making national headlines. Back in late January, our Lauren Lee told you the story of Rico Ramon, a military vet who had his left leg amputated following injuries suffered in Iraq. After that, Rico started playing sled hockey, and well, the rest is history. Rico stars on the local Rampage sled team, and now he's a star forward for Team USA. And he owes a lot of his success to those military ways.
Being a veteran and being separated from my platoon and the other guys on my squad and being on this all-veteran team, that locker room was something special to me, and that really something I cherish.
That was back in January. Now Team USA is just 1 win away from winning back-to-back gold medals. And for Rico, winning the gold medal would be awesome, but representing the USA is the biggest honor.
I'm still representing my country, but just in a different way, playing a sport and, and be a part of it. And I think if we do win it, and which I know we will, I feel like it'll be amazing, it'll be something I can share and something that's mine and nobody can take away.
The coolest part of all this, you can watch Team USA take on Russia tomorrow right here on 4 at 11 a.m. And Beamer, I'm telling you, watching some of these games, I don't know how they do it.
They're incredible athletes. I've seen them out there.
I mean, they have to push with those sticks and the balance, and they fly into walls and hit each other. It's crazy.
Yeah, now, so the brackets, I've already filled mine out. Is that possible?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Not yet, at least.
I don't want to tell you who I'm picking yet. We'll be right
He's
back.
going to lose.
I wish it starts tomorrow, the playoffs. You know, it's a lot of games left, but right now we're playing well. But can't wait, for the playoffs.
Beamer, they're right around the corner. The Spurs are healthy and talking playoffs on game day. 18 games, San Antonio. That's it before the playoffs start. And if the Spurs start looking at their upcoming schedule, the best in the West could get even better. With their full roster back on the court, the Spurs, they're rolling right now. Winners of 8 straight, and it only gets easier. Starting tonight versus the Lakers, 8 of their next 9 games against teams with losing records. Now, right now, the Spurs are only a half game up on Oklahoma City for the top spot in the West, so there's no room for any slip-ups.
We have the experience. We know well enough now with this group where we need and where we want to be at this time of the year. So, each and every game is important.
Well, we have a great opportunity to try to get, the best record. So just have to focus on keep playing well and getting a good rhythm.
Now, the Spurs have always found a way to keep that rhythm. The Lakers, not so much in recent years, but these two teams will always be linked to the start of greatness. As we showed you last night, Beamer remembers it like it was yesterday, October 29, 2002, ring night in LA, the first game for Tim, Tony, and Manu that they played together. Back then, they weren't called the Big Three. Duncan was the main focus, and Tony and Manu, well, they were the new kids on the block. 3 championships and 490 wins later, our Big Three are just 51 wins away from being one of the greatest threesome in NBA history. My, how time flies when you're having a good time.
It felt like a long time ago, but at the same time, I remember my first day here when I first arrived and seeing Timmy, and he looked at me like I was crazy, that we're never going to win with that little point guard, so it's great memories. So both, it feels like a long time ago, but at the same time, I felt like it was yesterday.
I think Tim still gives him that look from time to time. Hey, right on cue, the Spurs and the Lakers tonight at the AT&T Center. Tip-off is at 7:30. Hey, the college hoops, the Big 12 tournament continues tonight. Texas will play Baylor for a chance in the finals. Now, the Longhorns, they rolled West Virginia last night, winning 66-49. Former Antonian grad Jonathan Holmes led the way with 20 points. Texas called it their most complete win of the season, but that was yesterday. Tonight, they play one of the hottest teams in basketball.
They're kind of like us. They have length, they have size, they have depth. They play hard. It's going to be a tough game. We know what we need to do. The game's probably going to be controlled. Whoever controls the boards is probably going to have the upper hand.
Texas and Baylor tip off tonight at 8:30. Hey, and thought the Olympics were over? Think again. The Paralympics are going on right now in Sochi, and the USA sled hockey team is making headlines once again. The team, led by 3 players from San Antonio, will defend their gold medal against Russia right here on 4 tomorrow at noon.
I want to do something, something that wins that gold and be a part of it. And I think if we do win it, and which I know we will, I feel like it'll be amazing. It'll be something I can share and something that's mine and nobody can take away.
Rico's a cool dude. He's from San Antonio, and I'll have more on him coming up tonight, 10 o'clock.
The end, because I got to get back into my seat here. It's like, okay, there we go. I'm good now.
You all right?
Things that happen behind the scenes.
Oh, all right. Thanks,
I'm good
John.
now.
As long as you made it.
Well, now, Donna's off because it's Friday.
Yeah.
David's usually on Friday, but is David okay? David's he went to the zoo today. Chancellor went to the zoo with his family, and exactly. We're concerned. So Cameron Cox is here. For the Spurs, this Lakers thing is not a big deal anymore.
What's your favorite memory, Beamer? I mean, you've been here for a while, so what's your favorite memory?
Ooh, put him on the spot.
I'm so old I can't remember. You mean Spurs Lakers?
Spurs Lakers. I mean, point 4 comes to mind, when they finally got over the hump in 03 to win the championship.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a rivalry, but not really. It's the Lakers and Spurs tonight, but it sure doesn't feel like it, and the Spurs know it.
It's hard or strange to see the Lakers down their understandings, but of course, as always, we're going to respect them. We're going to try to play our best and keep improving.
All right, it's no secret. The Spurs versus Lakers isn't what it used to be. All right, it was one of the most intense rivalries in all of sports. It was must-see TV. Hollywood versus San Antonio, But now it's not even close. The Lakers, in fact, are a mess. They're one of the worst teams in basketball, and it's hard to believe a roster that was once loaded with Hall of Famers and All-Stars now relies on a bunch of no-name guys. And for guys like Tony Parker, playing this Lakers squad is just different.
Definitely. I miss it. We missed those rivalries, and it was a big rivalry, Spurs-Lakers. So I hope, they get back healthy next year. I hope Kobe will be back, and hopefully they have a great team and be a great challenge next year.
Beamer, in other words, tonight is no problem. The Lakers lost by 31 to the Thunder last night. The Spurs go for their 9th straight tonight. Tip-off is at 7:30. Hey, Dallas is starting to fall on some hard times. Rough week for the Cowboys after losing 2 of their best defensive players. DeMarcus Ware, as you see there, he signed with Denver. And Jason Hatcher's going to the Redskins, a move that surprised many Cowboy fans, but not Hatcher.
Once me and my agent, met and whatever, they didn't show no signs of they wanted me back. So, I know the fans are upset, and they should have all the rights in the world to be. But, I made the right decision for me.
More from Hatcher coming up tonight. It's 10 o'clock. Hey, the Spurs have a chance to distance themselves in the West. That at 6. Plus, March Madness continues for the Texas Longhorns and the Baylor Bears. And if you thought the Olympics were over, think again. We'll be right back.